Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a truly inspiring story that reminds us why we chase our dreams, even when the journey gets tough. You know that feeling, right? When you're pouring your heart into something, working tirelessly, and it feels like the universe is just saying, nope? Well, our story today is about pushing past that nope and finding your moment. It's a story about a young woman named Maria, a dream, a big city, and a very important train ride. Or rather, the train she missed. Imagine this. You've just graduated, diploma in hand, head full of ambition. For Maria, that ambition was crystal clear. She wanted to be a graphic designer, and not just anywhere, but in the vibrant, bustling heart of London. So, with a suitcase packed with essentials, her trusty laptop, and a heart full of big hopes, she made the leap. She landed in London, ready to conquer the design world. But London, as many of you know, is a beast. It's fast, it's loud, it's exhilarating, and let's be honest, it's incredibly expensive. The dream job Maria envisioned, the one that would instantly recognize her talent and passion, didn't just appear on a silver platter. Oh no! The reality hit hard and fast. For the first 6 months, Maria's life was a relentless cycle. By day, she was waiting tables, serving coffees, clearing plates, just to keep a roof over her head in this intimidating city. By night, after exhausting shifts, she'd drag herself home, fire up her laptop, and dive into job applications. She meticulously tailored her portfolio, wrote cover letters filled with hopeful words, and sent them out into the digital abyss. Rejection became a familiar companion. Too junior. Not enough experience. Wrong portfolio. Each email, each phone call, each polite, "Thank you for your time, but we've decided to move forward with another candidate," chipped away at her confidence. Doubt, a sneaky little monster, started to creep in. Was this really what she was meant to do? Had she made a terrible mistake leaving everything behind for a dream that seemed to be slipping further and further away? The vibrant colors of her design world were slowly being dulled by the gray reality of her situation. Then came that one fateful evening in November. The air was crisp, the sky a bruised purple, and a persistent drizzle had turned into a steady downpour. Maria had just come from yet another interview. She'd prepared for days, practiced her answers, polished her portfolio one last time. She walked in feeling hopeful, walked out feeling deflated. It hadn't gone well. She could feel it in her bones. The feedback was polite but firm. Another rejection. Dejected, shoulders slumped, she hurried through the rainy streets towards the train station. She just wanted to be home, to curl up and forget about the day. But fate, in its own peculiar way, had other plans. She arrived at the platform just as the last train home, her lifeline back to her tiny flat, pulled away. There it went, carrying away her last shred of hope for the day. She stood there, alone on the platform, drenched, shivering, and utterly defeated. The rain mirrored the tears pricking at her eyes, though she refused to let them fall. Frustration bubbled up, threatening to overwhelm her. What was she doing here? What was the point? This big, cold city felt like it was actively pushing her out. Finding a deserted bench, Maria sank onto it, the cold seeping through her wet clothes. She pulled out her worn sketchbook, a constant companion she'd carried with her since art school. It was more out of habit than anything else. She didn't have a client to impress, no assignment to complete, no deadline looming. Just her sketchbook, and the overwhelming emotions of a very bad day. And then, something shifted. She didn't try to draw something perfect or professional. She just drew. Her pencil moved across the page, a raw, unfiltered outpouring of everything she was feeling. Shapes morphed into abstract expressions of frustration and loneliness. Colors, even in simple pencil strokes, conveyed a deep, emotional landscape. Characters emerged from her subconscious, reflecting her inner turmoil and longing. She wasn't drawing for a job, she was drawing for herself. It was a cathartic release, a way to process the weight of her struggles. The city outside faded away, replaced by the quiet scratch of pencil on paper. As Maria lost herself in her art, a figure approached. He was a man in his 40s, well-dressed, with a kind, observant gaze. He'd noticed her, hunched over her sketchbook, completely absorbed. He sat a respectful distance away, watching for a moment before gently asking if he could take a look. Maria, startled but not threatened, hesitantly showed him her work. He looked through the pages, his expression shifting from curiosity to genuine interest, then to quiet admiration. He didn't ask about her resume or her experience. He asked about the feelings behind the art, the stories in the shapes, He asked about her. And it turned out, this stranger wasn't just anyone. He was a creative director for a small boutique design agency right there in London. He was captivated by the raw emotion, the unique perspective, the sheer authenticity of what Maria had created in her lowest moment. It wasn't polished perfection. It was art born from the soul. He saw talent, not just in her ability to draw, but in her capacity to channel deep feelings into visual expression. Without hesitation, he pulled out his business card and handed it to her. "Call me," he said. "I think we might have a place for you." Maria was stunned. The rain had stopped, and suddenly the world seemed a little brighter. She clutched the business card like it was gold. A week later, she walked into his agency, not for another interview where she had to prove herself against countless others, but to start her first real job as a graphic designer. She didn't get that job because of a perfectly formatted resume or a portfolio curated for a specific role. She got it because of the art she made when she was at her absolute lowest, when she was creating purely for the love of it, for her own soul. Fast forward to today, Maria still lives in London, and yes, she rides that very same train every morning, but now she's not riding it with a heavy heart and job applications in her bag. She's riding it as a lead designer, an integral part of a creative team, helping to shape visual stories for others. And guess what? She never ever goes anywhere without her sketchbook. It's a constant reminder of where she came from, the struggles she overcame, and the authentic spark that truly ignited her career. Maria's story is a powerful reminder that our lowest points can often be the launchpad for our greatest breakthroughs. Sometimes when everything feels like it's falling apart, that's precisely when we create our most authentic work, when we connect with our truest selves. And it's that authenticity, that raw passion, that truly resonates and opens doors. So, whatever challenge you're facing right now, whether it's a dream that feels out of reach, a rejection that stings, or simply a day that feels like a total wash, remember, Maria. Don't stop creating, don't stop expressing, don't stop being you, especially when it feels like the world is telling you otherwise. You never know who's watching, who's noticing your unique spark, and what incredible opportunities might be waiting just around the corner, perhaps even on a cold, rainy train platform. What do you guys think of Maria's journey? Have you ever had a moment where your lowest point turned into an unexpected opportunity? Share your stories in the comments below. We love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this dose of inspiration, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more uplifting stories, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support means the world to us. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.